Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have you heard of the name Ahmed Deedat? Have you heard of the name Zakir Naik? Well, the next guest on the show is the Ahmed Deedat, is the Zakir Naik of today. Dr. Sabeel Ahmed, right now on the show, the Muslim Nonprofit Show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dr. Sabeel Ahmed, thank you for being on the Muslim Nonprofit Show today.
Hey, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, great to be here.
Thank you. Dr. Sabeel, I'm going to ask the question that's on so many people's minds today. You know, doctor is because you went to medical school, but yet now today, mashallah, you are leading a mission to spread the word of Islam and peace to the rest of the world. What happened? How did you make that jump? What took place in your mind, in your life? Your story.
All right. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. That story I have recalled many times. I will share it again, inshallah. So when I was young, teenager, growing up in Chicago, coming from India, I was a bit lost. I was thinking Christians all around me in this country, Hindus were all around me in India, and me as a Muslim, what makes my faith the right faith? I was searching for answers. Is it just, you're born into a Muslim family, or there is something more bigger to it? So my parents, they used to always watch some videos, and this day they said, Sabeel, come and watch. So I was still in school. They said, come and sit in between us, watch this video. This one is really good. I came out of the room, sat with my parents, watched the video. That 90 minutes changed my life.
Wow. What was the video?
The video was from a Muslim scholar, and the way that he was having an impact on the audience with confidence, with evidence, he was sharing Islam. I realized that Islam is the truth. Islam is not just something which is, you're born just as a Muslim family. Islam has evidence to it. This is the only faith. So that gave me the confidence and the evidence that I am a Muslim. There is evidence to it. Islam is the only right faith. And I want to be like that man.
And then now from that moment, you're still in high school at that time, and you start a pathway to medical school. But then now all of a sudden, I was looking at your website. GainPeace was founded, 2008, and so and then you went full time. You went full time with GainPeace. So how does that happen from a medical career to a career of spreading the word of peace?
Alhamdulillah. I think the audience would still like to know, who is that scholar in that video?
Yeah, I'm still wondering.
Let's not keep them in suspense. That scholar in that video was none other than Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. He was the dynamic personality. I wish I should not compare Billy Graham to him, but he was kind of the Billy Graham of the Muslim world. Spreading Islam, motivating youth, and spreading the deen of Allah all over the world. So what happened was, as I was looking and watching his videos from that point on, initially my parents kind of, in a way, quote unquote, forced me to come and watch the video. Then I became so addicted to his videos. Now they tell me, don't you have homework to do? How come you're watching so many videos?
Yeah, for sure.
So that watching that video gave me that realization that Islam is much more than just praying, just high school and just working. There has to be something higher, bigger mission for Muslims. It cannot be just whatever non-Muslims they're doing exactly the same what I was doing. So I realized, reading more and learning more from the scholars, that we always have to have a bigger mission, and that bigger mission should be aligned with the need of the Muslim community. So the need of the Muslim community was that there were only a handful of full-time, da'is, or people who propagate the message of Islam.
Okay.
In the 90s, there were none actually, maybe just two, Ahmed Deedat and Zakir Naik.
Yeah.
And there was one more person, Dr. Amir Ali in Chicago. But then I realized Islamophobia is increasing, and this was just after 9/11. People have these misconceptions, misperceptions about Islam and Muslims. Then I had to make a decision after going to medical school. So I went to medical school because obviously it was the wish of my parents, just like all the Desi parents.
Yeah.
I didn't want to displease my parents. I went to medical school just to fulfill their wishes, completed the whole degree and whatnot. I fulfilled the wishes of my parents. Now I also want to fulfill the need of the Muslim ummah. I realized there are 700,000 full-time physicians in the USA. Me becoming and practicing one more person, that would be 700,001. I'm not going to make an impact in the medical field. I will, inshallah, make an impact in the Islamic field, in the field of Dawah.
Yeah.
So that was the breaking point, that line of thinking for me.
Oh, it's interesting, and I want to kind of echo this to our audience, is how important it is to look for the need, to find the fard kifaya. And so Dr. Sabeel, now, looking at, okay, how big is this market and where do I fit in this market? Well, I move the needle from 700,000 physicians to 700,001. Yet on this other side where I'm passionate, there's maybe 2-3 people and I become the fourth person in that space potentially. So then what happens? How do you go from that thought process to now GainPeace?
So starting from the medical school itself, I was doing heavy Dawah in West Indies. MashaAllah, many stories. Maybe one day we can come to it. So I was doing Dawah anyway. So after I came back from the medical school, the medical studies, I became part of, some Muslim organizations here, part of ICNA over here, joined the Dawah team nationally and locally of ICNA. And then as a medical professional, I was offered, by some of the local leaders in Chicago, Muslim leaders. Since you're doing Dawah anyway, and this is your passion anyway, why don't you join our team as a full-timer?
Oh, wow.
But then they said, we don't have a budget. You have to raise your own salary. I said, really? How do I do it? I don't have any experience. Allah, mashallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put barakah in the effort. And as they say, the rest is history.
MashaAllah. So in this instance, you're passionate about Dawah. You find an organization focused on Dawah and you're volunteering with them. And then at that point, Allah then opens the door and creates the conversation where they say, we're willing for you to come full time on this. And as you said, the rest is history. GainPeace starts. What was sort of the first challenge there? Like, let's say somebody's passionate about something right now and they go to, do you recommend they start the organization on their own from scratch? Or do you recommend they sort of do what you did, which is find an organization that can sort of incubate the work and incubate the organization?
All right. So those young professionals or those individuals who would like to come into full-time Dawah like me, alhamdulillah, this is the best quote-unquote job that I can say.
Oh, wow.
This is what the prophets, the messengers, this is what they used to do day in and day out. You go.
That's right.
Wake up in the morning, you think about Dawah, you sleep, you dream about Dawah, right? What better life? This is it. Alhamdulillah. All right. So I would say that either you join some existing organization, so they already have the resources and the manpower, so you can join and you can amplify with them as a team, unless and until you have some resources and some maybe 6 months, maybe a year of investments, so you can fall back on them financially, I'm saying. If you have those means, then you can start your own, and you should have some like-minded people initially to work with you. If not, join a team, get the experience. And if you have to start your own, that's fine, inshallah, but still collaborate with other organizations. That's quick advice, right? What was your second question, Brother Tayyib?
Yeah, the second question is let's say, do you recommend, starting your own, or do you recommend working within another organization? Or is what looking back, what are your thoughts?
I would say I think I made the right decision in joining ICNA and the Dawah team of ICNA Chicago, because they already had many resources. Not just locally in Chicago, they had a team. But nationally, ICNA has, I think, close to 70 chapters or units. And we are all connected, Dawah-wise, Tarbiyah-wise, youth-wise, right, sisters-wise. So the team and the resources, the network was already there. So it was easy for me to become part and parcel of that fabric of ICNA, and then take charge of the Dawah team. And some Dawah team was already there. So it was easy for me to just scale up really quickly. Compared to just starting solo with a new organization, starting from scratch, there would be many more trials and errors compared to if you join an already existing team.
Wow. Powerful. I have to stop there because I'll tell you, Dr. Sabeel, I meet so many passionate individuals, and I can't tell you how many times like their initial pathway is always to start from scratch. And, the research and the evidence, and anyone who started an organization and all the guests who've been on my show before you have said the same thing as you're saying, which is before you start your own organization, look to see if there's another organization that's already doing the work or has an ecosystem to support your work because the mission aligns. And I feel like that's part of Fard Kifaya, right? Like if there's already a group that's working on that issue, join them. And if there isn't, in fact, no one doing that, then sure, take that burden upon yourself and build a coalition. It sounds like you're saying the same thing, and you're validating that was the path that you took, alhamdulillah, and now GainPeace is where it is. Now tell me today, GainPeace now has full-time staff. GainPeace has multiple products, programs, and services. I was looking at your website. GainPeace is not only nationwide, it's global. I was reading you were in the UK, you were in Canada as well in the last recent months. So it's gone from, Chicago to global. What do you think were some of the decisions that took place that made this organization become a global mission, a global impact?
I think social media, I would say, is the number one marketing tool for GainPeace. When they see GainPeace, the performance of the GainPeace team, especially when we document our Dawah events, and the whole world is seeing it, people in different cities and nations, they also want to do something similar. A quick story would be this, Brother Tayyab. During COVID, a call came on our Dawah hotline from some team from Canada. Actually, this is just a Desi team. They're not into Dawah, but they said, we watched your videos, especially the open houses. We are retired. We felt that we have not done anything in our lives. Wow. We want to do something now. Can you come and replicate the open house in our city, in Ajax by Toronto? Initially, I went there. They became really confident now in logistics, planning and marketing. Now they are the team in all of Toronto area to take this Dawah services to different masajis. So I'll be traveling again the 4th of July weekend for 3 open houses in that one weekend.
Wow.
If they can do it, senior people, correct? Knowing the need out there. So this is one of the ways. By marketing it, we can join with other teams. And inshallah, this is how we can grow, and this is how we can reach to more people. So you don't have to be just in the US or Chicago. Anyone, anywhere. If you're watching this video from Australia or from, South America, we can help you, inshallah. Logistically, planning wise, supplying the material, even the presentations, and even we can come there to help you, inshallah, to get started.
Dr. Sabeel, thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you for sharing your story, your journey, and thank you also for giving advice to anyone who's watching and hearing the show right now on how they too can participate in Dawah and join GainPeace and the community of people spreading the word of peace. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabeel, for being on the show today. Jazakumullah khairan.
Welcome. Keep on going, Dawah. The humanity needs us. 350 million Americans are waiting for this message. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.